Were you aware that there are different types of credit scores and different types of lenders use different versions or variations of scoring models to determine your credit worthiness? Well, when it comes to qualifying for a mortgage, quite often mortgage lenders are using the FICO 2, 4, and 5. So the FICO 4 credit score is TransUnion's version of the FICO, and the FICO 5 is Equifax, and FICO 2 is Experian. Well, there are lots of consumer-facing credit reporting websites such as Credit Karma, MyFICO, Experian. The individual bureaus have their models. Banks and credit card companies are offering credit scores through their consumer portals. I know my bank, Bank of America, offers a FICO score. The credit union offers a FICO score, but quite often the credit card-based scoring platforms provide the FICO 8 credit score. Sites like Credit Karma might use a Vantage credit score. And there are some other consumer-facing sites that I've utilized, that I have accounts for, that use one variation of all of these scoring models. Well, the FICO 245 are generally the scores that mortgage lenders use, and those scores are not usually provided directly to consumers. There may be some ways where you can pay to receive a FICO 245. However, more often than not, you're going to see a Vantage score or a FICO 8 score, which is, in my opinion, kind of like a blended version of the FICO scores. And so you don't really have as precise. But what I like for people to keep in mind is that when you're looking at credit scores and your credit report from a consumer perspective, you want to pay closer attention to the actual contents of your credit report, not necessarily the score when it comes to applying for a mortgage, right? Because a mortgage lender is really, truly the only person that can qualify you for a mortgage. So, but the information, the data contained in your credit reports is pretty important to know. You want to know kind of where you stand, right? You want to have a general idea of whether or not there are any discrepancies on your credit report. Are there any errors, mistakes? Have you had an identity theft situation that you're not quite sure if everything is resolved and settled? Have you made any late payments and things like that? So it's not so scary, and there are not any big surprises when you apply for a mortgage that you're shocked, or something that you forgot about that happened a long time ago and you thought was resolved, but it's still there. So I always encourage people that I come into contact with, whether they're buying now or at some time in the future, it's always smart just to have a clear view of your credit report and your financial makeup. But be careful about utilizing these consumer-facing websites to make important decisions. You might be prompted, you might be nudged a little bit that says, hey, your chances for qualifying for this card are outstanding, or check out what cards you may qualify for because your score is X based upon their scoring model. And I hear a lot of people say that they get enticed, they click the button, and then they're denied. So unless you really need credit for a certain reason, or you're trying to build credit, don't be enticed just to click and apply for things just because one of these sites is encouraging you to do that. But let's talk about your credit score from the perspective of buying a home, because that's what the world that I'm in. I'm Connie Ward. It's Friday night, it's raining, and I've got some things on my mind, and I just want to have a conversation with you about credit scores and my amazing, incredible rewards program that was built with the buyer in mind, who may be 6 to 12 months or beyond from purchasing a home. So maybe you're in a lease, maybe there are other circumstances surrounding the reason why you're not ready now, but you need something to kind of keep you motivated, to keep you encouraged, something to use as your like dashboard to keep track of where you are. The Incredible Rewards Program does a number of things, and I've talked about this in a previous video, but one, it does provide you with your FICO 4 credit score from TransUnion, which is phenomenal for no cost. So it's free to join. You don't have to pay for anything. And typically you would have to pay in order to obtain this particular score if you can get it. And so while I wouldn't make decisions based on this score, but it is great to use as kind of a spot checker for the other consumer facing sites and to get a better sense of where you stand. I've seen multiple times, and for myself, my FICO 4 score is actually very accurate. I had a client, for example, who was utilizing my FICO, and she had all 3 of her scores, but she was unsure about something because 2 of the scores were really low. Her Experian and her Equifax scores were very low, and her TransUnion score was higher, but it was still low, and she was surprised. So I said, why don't you sign up for the rewards program so you can see your FICO 4? Her FICO 4 score was almost 100 points higher than some of the other scores. And so I said, I really have found that this score is consistent, and it's more accurate than some of the other sites that I have seen. So in order for us to really know, I would say let's go ahead and begin the pre-qualification process and talk to a mortgage lender. So she decided which lender she wanted to work with, and she filled out a mortgage application, and lo and behold, she was pre-approved within a matter of a couple of hours after the lender reviewed her file and obtained her financial documents, her pay stubs and her bank statements, and verified some other additional information from her. And her FICO 4 score from the Incredible Rewards site was actually spot on to the scores that the lender saw. And all of her scores were much higher than what was on the consumer facing sites. So quite often the consumer facing sites usually mislead you in the other direction where the scores are higher, and then you're disappointed when you learn that those scores are not your actual scores that the mortgage lender sees, and you thought maybe you were ready to buy a home and you don't quite qualify, or you may not qualify for like down payment assistance programs that generally require a 640 or higher credit score with many of the programs in our region. So this score I'm finding is more reliable, more accurate, and it was exactly the same as what the lender saw. So of course this is a case study of one, but I've seen it with myself. I've seen it with a few other clients and other people that have enrolled in the program that are like my friends and family members that just want to see, okay, let's see what it's going to say. And we've been seeing and pleasantly surprised that it is really accurate. So I encourage you to sign up for the program if you just want to a peek at your FICO 4 and also to see your full credit report. And if you're in my area, in the greater Charlotte metro area, whether you're looking to buy in North or South Carolina, myself or someone on my team is happy to have an initial conversation with you to talk about your readiness to buy and help you identify the best path for you. But once you enroll in the program, you're able to earn points to redeem for cash towards your closing costs up to 1% of the loan amount. So on a $400,000 loan, that would be $4,000. And the way you earn points is through, one, telling us how much you pay in rent every month. You don't have to upload your lease. You just plug in the number, and every single month you'll receive 5% of that amount in points. And we match it dollar for dollar. You also earn points by enrolling in the credit model where you're obtaining your FICO 4 and your credit report. You get points for that. You get points for setting a home buying goal, for taking some of the quizzes on the site. You get points just for simply logging in and reviewing your dashboard. So there are a variety of ways that you can earn points. So if you're in a lease, or you know that you want to buy this year, but you're not quite sure when, and you want a little extra money to help you get there, and you end up working with myself or someone on my team, this is a great way to get an added bonus, right? Some motivation, some inspiration, some knowledge and information to make sure that you are educated and informed, so you're empowered to make the most informed decisions possible throughout your home buying journey. Then this program is for you. And if for some reason you end up not working with the preferred lender through the rewards program site, don't worry, we will redeem your points regardless of whether or not you use that preferred lender. I have decided, as the managing broker and owner of my own firm, that I personally will redeem your points. Alrighty, so we got a little thumbs up, and let's see if we can get some confetti going here, because you know we like to party on Friday nights. But yes, so I make that commitment to you that if you partner with me or someone on my team as your real estate professionals, and we close a transaction together, we will redeem your points no matter what. If you would like more information about the incredible rewards program, or if you have questions about your credit, your readiness to buy, we are happy to have that initial conversation with you. I am not a lender. However, I know several great ones that are amazing. So I have some amazing lender partners, as well as some partners in the credit restoration space. I don't necessarily subscribe to credit repair as far as like just disputing things and things like that. That is not something that I recommend, but there are people that are very intelligent in the credit restoration space that will help you with your readiness to buy if for some reason you don't qualify now, and they will do an initial free assessment. And then if it makes sense for you to enroll, you can enroll for less than like $100. So it's not something that's expensive. And then they'll let you know if you're ready, if they feel like you would take 3, 6, 9, 12 months. If you're beyond 12 months, they generally recommend that you don't enroll, that you do some work on your own, because they don't want you to pay, enroll in the program, and then not be ready. So, and be in it long term, but they will give you the guidance. And so I'm happy to connect you with my partner with UQual. You can Google it, you can look them up, but if you go through me, you get special pricing. So don't go on the internet or go on your own, because quite often we have special promotional codes that we can provide you to make sure you get that reduced rate or a reduction for the enrollment fee. And also, if you decide to partner with your real estate agent, then you could give them permission to have visibility to kind of your progress. We don't have full visibility, like to see your whole credit report and things like that, but we'll have limited access to at least see that where you are, what stage you're in. We can help keep you motivated. We can touch base with you to kind of ensure that you're on track. It's just a way for you to have a support system in place, because we don't want people to feel like they're all alone in this, and that if you don't qualify now, that nobody wants to work with you and we're not here for you. We won't drag you through the process kicking and screaming, but we will walk alongside you and support you in any way that we can if you are an active, willing participant. And so, as always, thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate your support, and I want you to know that I truly am here for you, even if you just have questions about the process or what your next step might be. Well, have a great rest of the weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.